Hey, beautiful beings out there. Thank you so much for taking the time to be there with us today, either in this live session. Thank you for joining us, and also when you're watching this, when it's recorded back on our social medias. Thank you so much for being here with us and wanting to share your time with us. That's really an honor, and we don't take that lightly. Today we have a very special guest, Janneke Hellebrekers, and I will that she can hop on and join us. Let's see.
Yeah.
Yes, there she is. I'm so happy to see you here, dear Janneke. Thank you so much for joining us today. It really is an honor. I would
Oh,
love
thank you too.
to. We had a bit of a technical thing to go through, so but now it worked, and yay! I look at your smiling face with the beautiful tree on the background, and it's amazing to join forces here today.
Oh, nice to be here.
Yes, thanks so much, and it really is amazing to kind of really get to know each other even better. We've met pretty recently, and it feels like we have some similar soul purpose here on Earth, and it is beautiful to join each other. And I would love to give you a bit of an introduction. To really share with people what it is that you do, and yeah, so if I miss out on anything afterwards, please fill in anything that I left out. But first of all, Janneke Hellebrekers, aka Miss Hellbreaker, really love the name. She's such a special soul, and she currently lives off grid in Portugal, and that is in the middle of nature, really living a dream that many of us would love to live. And you, as I understand, you have roots in the Netherlands, in Holland, though you are a well-traveled soul in both earthly form and spiritual form. So 3 years ago, you left your job as a civil servant, and you started backpacking through South America. And that is like really amazing. I have some love for South America myself. I've lived in Venezuela for a year, and so that is some point that I love to match with you on as well. And now I understand that you are specialized in Kundalini yoga and also energetic Ankh healings, and would love to know more about that and what it is that you do. But as I understand it, you really help people offline and online around the world, like loads of people. You've served many people already, and you've, as I understood, you shared with us, you've broke free from the matrix, or as we call it, the system, and now living in paradise. And this sounds like it is fueling your drive to really brighten up this world and also help others do that and stand in their strength. And I'm really amazed. Wow. Thanks so much for all the work you do here on Earth.
Oh, thank you so much for this lovely introduction. Yeah, I just want to make myself as happy as possible and as bright as possible, and let go of all the shit that it's like that's dragging me down and that we have in ourselves that people don't even know that we have, and just enjoy this whole experience. And I can help people with like doing like the healings, like I said, like the energetic healings. I do Ankh healings. It's like the symbol of life. It's like a battery of life, because when you get rid of like family karma, blockages, entities, curses, all emotions that are stuck in the body from this life or previous lives, the energy can flow again. Like the Kundalini can flow, the energy can flow. You have much more energy, you have much more power, you have much more creativity. And yeah, I can help people with the Ankh healings, but I also help people like with the Kundalini yoga, and that also brings up that energy, that same energy. It's like it's all that same energy. The more you have that energy flowing, the more you have the energy flowing to the higher chakras, the more you can live your true full potential. You can live your purpose that you have, that you're here for.
I love that. I really love it. Thanks for sharing that as well. Well, to everybody watching this right now, hopping on, but also, hey, I see Yoni Heaven, I see Nikki the Wolf, I see Sunsha. Thank you all for being here, beautiful beings. For everybody watching right now, hey, I see Dimpy. Hello, thanks for being here. Everybody that hops on now, but also for the ones that watch it later, because we will save this to our social medias. You are so welcome to share anything, any questions or comments in the chat box below. So please, if you have a question to Janneke or to us, or have something to share around today's topic. Today's topic is how to step into your full potential and happily thrive in life. That really is a beautiful topic that I think would serve all of us. And if you have any question around that today, feel free to share it and just get interactive with us. We love that. So always welcome to do that. Also afterwards, just share any of your questions in the comments. You're always welcome to do so. And just to give you a bit of an outline for today, we will have a talk together, and Janneke will share her wisdom and her story really, and in a way that is helpful for you to understand what you can do to walk this road yourself, and maybe get some tools, tips, tricks, resources to make sure that you can implement that into your life and start living to thrive and living your potential as well. At the end of today's talk, there is a special exercise that Janneke has prepared for us. So feel free to stay until the end and watch it and join us for that, because it's going to be something. And well, to dive right into it, when it comes to stepping into your full potential and really happily thrive in life, I would love to start off with asking you, Janneke, what does this topic mean to you? How did this happen to be one of the things that you bring into this world?
Because for me, it's like we're not here to just merely survive, to watch television and to work and to pay our debts and to get like things that we buy. We're here to unlock the potential in ourselves. It's like when you go on a spiritual growth path, you unlock more and more like upgrades in yourself. You like more like depth in yourself, and every time you have like more freedom and more love and more enjoyment of this whole experience. And yeah. I think a lot of people are still like stuck in their like the limited self, and they don't even know that they have like much more power in themselves and that much more potential that they can live. And a lot of people, they have like a lot of dreams, and you really can believe in all your dreams and that they can really become possible. They really can become possible, but you have to believe it, and it's with small steps, taking small steps, not being fearful, and being from love and connecting with your heart and making small steps. And the more you're connected with your heart, the more you know which steps to take and which choices to make. And it's all about making conscious choices, like for everything, every little choice. And I have quite some friends joining me right now, and I'm so happy to. And it's like, I always know, like, I have so many wonderful people in my life, and even if I just meet someone very shortly, they always stay in my heart. So the people that really now joined, it's like they're there. They're there. So thank you, Laura. I know from the Burning Man Festival. Lloyd, I just met him in a plane somewhere. And Judith, it's a good friend of one of my best friends, and yeah, she's also very special. So I have so many like people that I know and that they stay in my heart, and yeah, beautiful people. Like, there's so many beautiful people, and I feel like sometimes people don't know how amazing and beautiful they are. So I'm like, I would love to always remind them.
Yes. Thanks so much for sharing that, and the big love that you have there in your heart. It's beautiful. And I love how you dove into what this topic means to you and how important it is to you. If I kind of make it in short or repeat it, it sounds like it's the biggest drive of you to help people awaken what life really is for, and how they can awaken those energies as well, to step into that potential and to help help them see it themselves. Hey, Mark Franke, thanks for being here. Amazing to have you here. For everybody that just hopped on, we will save this live also to our social media, so you can watch it back later. But if you have a question right now that you're watching, or later, you can always add some comments or ask your questions in the comment box below. So feel free to chat with us while we're doing this talk, and later on diving into a beautiful exercise prepared by Janneke. Also, something that just hops into my head is the beauty of your name. I mean, Janneke Hellebrekers, aka Miss Hellbreaker. This is something special. I mean, you have this spiritual path that you're walking, and there's this name to it that I really love. I just wanted to give that a bit of a highlight on what it actually, how big it is, that what you're doing here is really big. Your name even says so. I mean, love it.
Yeah, but I really feel like I do that myself. Like, I create, like, I even, once I told people from England, like, this is my surname. It's like Hellbreaker, and people were like, really? Is it really your like? And then I needed I went to a Burning Man festival in Holland, and I was like, I need a playa name, and it was like, okay, Miss Hellbreaker. And I was like, for the first time I gave workshops there, like yoga workshops, and I loved sharing it there with the people. And since then it's like Miss Hellbreaker, and I went to South America and I started my Instagram like Miss Hellbreaker, and I've done also my website now. And yeah, it's like but it's like I feel like I broke free from hell living in paradise, but sometimes I create my own hell again, and then I break free from it again. But it's really funny. But I grew up in a place called Heel as well.
Wow.
So yes. So it's like, yeah, but it's like in Limburg dialect, you call it hell. So it's like, how do you want to perceive it? You can perceive it like hell, but you can also heal there. And my mom gives healings there, and I learned a lot already, like a lot of being aware and like conscious and making like more like better choices. I learned already from her. She did yoga and she did all sorts of like courses, and I always thought it was like very, very vague, and I was like rejecting that. And at one point, not anymore. And now we're just like buying crystals together and stuff.
Loving that. Beautiful. Thanks for sharing that. Yeah, that really opens the heart. I would love to ask, because you already share a bit like how your journey has been as well, like what you've learned from your mother, and the town you grew up in, and the names around it. I mean, wow. You also shared a bit on when you started your travels, Hey, Elias, thanks for sharing the love. Um, Thank you for being here. Uh, Also, just curious when it comes to your entrepreneurial journey, and you know, when you finally understood that you're not rejecting what it was that your mom taught you, but that you actually stepped into your own potential and started believing and connecting. Um, what did that journey look like for you when it comes to your entrepreneurial spirit, but also maybe standing in your potential and you know, first resisting it and then daring to stand there? How did that go for you, and what helped you? There are four questions in one. Maybe start with one.
Yeah, it's when I first did my when I started on my path, I started with the yoga, and I was just doing that as like a self growth. I didn't want to give lessons. I want to teach, and then immediately I needed the next weekend. I needed to teach already yoga for my when I was starting my course. And that is really what it's about. Just start doing things, start giving things, even if you're like totally scared of doing it. And that's like but seeing the fear, but still doing it anyway. So that's like, and then I started doing it, giving it more and more. And the first time I needed to give yoga in the park, I had like 50 people and in English. So it's like, yeah. So and yeah. So it's like getting. Just doing that, just starting it. It's like even in the beginning, like, and I was in the beginning, I was giving meditations at my work during like my normal day work, and I was giving more and more people that would never, would have done that. Started doing that, and people never did any yoga. Started doing yoga because they knew me and they wanted to do that. So for me, it's like, I'm starting that path, and I'm very open to it, and I share it with everybody, and people join me because they see it, they see from me that it works. So they're like curious, like maybe I will try it, and then people really like, they see that it also works for them. Like at one guy, like one time went to the yoga, I never went to the yoga, and then after he was like, oh, I finally was like so like peaceful, relaxed, and yeah. So it's like it will bring. It's like one guy I gave yoga on a beach somewhere, and he felt like he was still floating the day after. I never felt so much release in his whole life, and it's like for that one person, you make such a difference. So it's like I love sharing that, and the more I do it, the more I love sharing it, and the more people will join. And now also I love the yoga as well. And I was like, I'm gonna give yoga online again. So I made yoga with Janneke Facebook, and I already have like almost 40 people joined. So once I gonna start again, I will put it there, and people really are welcome to join me in that. So yeah.
Beautiful, thanks. But just to ask a bit further and dive a bit deeper, what was the job that you did when you worked in your fixed job, as we call that? What was it that you did? What was your experience there, and why did you change?
Well, one of my previous colleagues just joined now, Rob. It's really cool that we're not talking about my previous job. I worked in a social service, and I loved it. I loved to help people, like to really be there for them, and I was giving them money from the government, and helping them with their problems and their physical problems and financial problems, and getting them back to work, and believing in them. And it's like motivational. Hi, Rob. I really love motivating people and believing in them that they could do the things that they can do much more. And I always had like people saying, oh, I finally have someone that really listens to me. I finally someone who treats me as a human, and people deserve that. And I really loved it. But I also was like, there was also a system, like you can only go that far, or you can only have like this laws. Or I had like a lot of like discussions with colleagues. They were like, how can you do this? How can you do that? But some other people really loved what I was doing, because I was like having much more creative things, like solutions with people, and they were like, I love your reports. Every time it's something else different, and you have like something else that you thought of. And but I felt like at one point, the system didn't make me happy anymore, and I was like, I can't work in that system. And I knew that I was going to wanting to travel and wanting to share my gifts, like with the yoga and the workshops and the healings. I wanted to share that while traveling, but I was like quite fearful, because I also loved my security. But then I went to a dance workshop, and we were saying our intentions before the dance workshop, and there were people that I knew from a sort of like a festival, and they were living like that. And I said, like, I want to live, my intention was like, I want to live like you, and let go of that fear that I have to do that. And I danced that whole evening, not knowing that 4 days later I would quit my job. Yeah, I would quit my job, and I put in my notice. I put in my notice and started traveling, and then the magic happens, because you're such in a flow, and you're such like, everything is like you're living in paradise.
Yeah, just short, because for you this is, of course, this is your life, so you're so happy about it. But to break it in short steps for people that are still in their jobs or still at that point of, how to break through that fear and really go into those dreams. Could you maybe share with us, when it comes to smaller steps, how do you do that? What, for example, it worked for you to go to this dance workshop and really relieve maybe that fear in some sense. But do you maybe have some ideas or tips for people, or shorter steps that people could take to really break through that fear and follow in that flow again?
Yeah, I think it starts with little steps, like start saving up money for traveling. First I wanted to travel for years, but then I was like 2 months, 1 month, but it's like saving up some money for that dream, like whatever, like even if it's a bit, and making choices to dream about it, like what is your dream life, and not focus on what you want to create and what you want to have, and that is like focus on your intention, and not on the things like, oh, because of this I can't do this, because of that, because then you're like creating limited, you're creating limits. So really focus on what is possible, and then trust life that it will bring you what you need, and yeah, it will come. So it's really about intention and focus.
Yeah, I love that. Thank you so much, and thank you for being here, all of you. Also, Gukje, I saw, and I see Tom joining us. Thanks for being here, everybody. If you have any questions or like to join, being interactive, you can always put in anything in the chat. And thank you, Janneke, also for sharing all your beautiful steps in life. And you said something beautiful just now, when we're diving into the shorter steps towards, well, you shared with us, for example, if you feel fearful, maybe you can do some dance workshop or something that releases that fear and moves the energy. You also shared really how to, if you have a dream, for example, a travel dream, to really visualize it and make efforts to save some money, even if it's just a little bit. Just make it real and move and work yourself towards that dream. That sounds like beautiful tips and tricks for people listening, to really take with them. And also, what I heard you say at the end was something beautiful. You said something, yeah, just trust, really trust. But this is something might be for people that are into healing already, or have a broader path when it comes to healing, that regaining the trust that you find or feel as a child, as I kind of resonate with it, that trust might be something, you know, that we really take for granted in some periods of times when we're children. But this trust, regaining the trust and stepping into that trust. Do you have some tips or tricks for that? How can people find that trust, and really, how do you do that?
That's the one of the most, I think the universe brings me more and more trusting. Like every day there's like, if you see the signs, if you're more and more present with the signs and you can read them, it's like you said, like people say, like, oh, it was 11/11, or oh, this happened, like, oh, that's a coincidence. No, it's not. Nothing is coincidental. Like everything needs to happen just like it does happen. But sometimes when you're in it, you have no idea. So when you're like, oh, sometimes you think like, why did this needed to happen again? And only later it makes sense. So like really trusting everything needs to happen like it does. And you get more and more trust. But you come from a place where you didn't have, when you were young, you didn't have. I feel like you were disconnected from source and from love. But it also needed to happen for you to get that back, to get that connection with yourself back. And that's like the whole experience of life, is bringing yourself back to closer to yourself, trusting the universe, but also trusting yourself. And the more you're in your power, the more you can take action. You can do what you need to do. It's like you take full responsible of your life, and then then your life is much more aligned with what you want to do and what you want to focus on.
Love that. Yes, thanks so much for for diving a bit more into this, because it might be something for some people. It might, trust is something that, if I speak for myself, just for a little while, there has been a period that I was so openly trusting in the universe. That was something that I took for granted, I think, for a while, because it was just who I was, connected. And, hey, Jelle, also joining us. Thanks for being here. But there are also moments in life where we go through some deeper things, or some grief, or, it's also part of life. The happy, but also the grief, the pain, the anger. I mean, all those emotions are what makes us us. And the beauty is that when you go through periods of being disconnected, how painful they may be, they always come to teach us something. And if you get to heal yourself, or you do some inner child work, or you do some healing on, the mother or the father wounds, or in other ways of healing, you get yourself aligned again, then you get conscious on how to step into that trust. And how did I do that again as a child? It was just being. This is kind of how I understand it. Does this resonate with you? Do you understand it that way?
Yeah, and all those emotions are like messengers. There's like a reason why you have these, and it's like emotions is like energy in motion, and people flee away a lot of times, and like they don't want to feel them, or they're like only the surface. But the more you can feel whatever needs to go flow to you, and I cry a lot, and it's like I cry a lot, and I have also my dark nights of the soul, but they're like, it's like it brings you like so much more insights and so much more depth inside yourself. And when you are very high and happy again, you're like also more grateful for that. So it's like the balance, the polarity of both. You have had so much sorrow and sadness, but then you have also so much more happiness. You're so much more when you're out of there again. Bye bye, Rob. He's going. Lots of love. And say everybody hi there. So you're like, if you're like that, it's also because of you can really tap into that, really can feel that grief and that sorrow and that anger, maybe sometimes also, like, because it can bring you so much more power if you can really tap into that and flow with it, you
Yeah.
can also have, because lots of times we're present in our pain. We are very present in our pain, but we can even be more present in our pleasure and in our joy and in our happiness. And sometimes we forget that also. That's
Mhm.
like how much more happier and joyful we can be.
Yeah, love that. Like the deeper the lows, the higher the highs, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we kind of are able to really mm, determine the range as well. When we're aligned, we can actually be happy with both. That's actually,
Mm-hmm.
even though it's painful, both sides, but both dark light. We, as you see it in yin yang, we are all of that. And once we embrace it all, then we kind of dare to be here with it all. Um,
Yeah, and be grateful in the process and trusting that
mhm,
that you will get up again. And there's a reason why you had to go through this.
yeah. Yes. Thank you so much for elaborating a bit more on that. I hope there is a gift in that for people watching this now or later today. Thanks so much. We kind of stepped into what your journey has been like, what life has been like, where you grew up, and we dove a bit into that already. Would you maybe be willing to share some wake-up calls with us? Like, what were some moments in your life that really made you wake up and make that change? You already shared something about your past job,
Mm.
but has there been um, any moment in life that has, meant something for you?
Yeah, when I had a burnout from my work, I was like working, 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 never say no, do like always get more and more and more. And also, I got a burnout, and for the first time, I felt like I think I did until my 29. I was like unconscious, doing everything what everybody expected of me. My parents, my teachers, my bosses, my clients, my partners. And then suddenly I woke up from that. It's like I got a burnout, and luckily I had like after that I had like hypnotherapy and Bach Blossom and affirmations, and I was quite quickly out of there again. But then for the first time I was like, I was doing everything always for everybody. What do I actually want to do? And that's when I started doing, because I couldn't be, I was so like I had so much adrenaline, I couldn't be peaceful again. So then I started doing meditation. I started doing meditation and yoga, and then I was like, I think for the first time in my life, I felt my own energy. I was not
Wow.
always in my head and running and running and in my head. It's like first time I'm like I felt peaceful, and then I was back at my job, and people were complaining with me, and they saw I didn't do anything with me, and they were like, you probably have yoga again tonight. And they say also with the yoga, you're in this world but not of this world. You're more detached. You can see it from like the observer. You're like not in the emotions. You're more like you're like and then then it doesn't cost you that much energy. And you can see yourself you can see yourself through the story. You can see why things need to happen, and yeah.
Yes, thank you for sharing that as well, and for being so open. When it comes to burnouts, I mean, everybody watching today or later, and including myself, we all know what it's like. Well, we don't necessarily all know what burnouts are like, but what it's like when your body or your system is burned out in any sense. When you go through a bit of a low, it doesn't have to be a burnout. It can be grief of a loss of someone, or in my case, it has been having to deal with grief over ill family members, and grief over my parents, separating, and experiencing sexual violence. Those are topics for myself that have been serious, deep, and I was running from them for a while, but I couldn't at some point. I mean, my system collapsed, and it was like, okay, you need to listen now. And for you, it was a burnout. I mean, for everybody watching today, it might be something else or something similar. But it's so important to also embrace that. And I'm so grateful, Janneke, that you share it so openly, because I think that's, what it is about as well. Those depths really make you want to change and choose how you want to live it yourself, life, and how to use your precious energy, and how to be in charge of your own energy instead of having others do that. That sounds like something serious.
Yeah, and people sometimes don't even know it, that they're living not their purpose, because they have less energy, and they don't even know it, and they don't get happy from their job, or they limit themselves to be really themselves. And it costs all energy. And for me, it took me sometimes the life will give you shoulder on the shoulder, like hey, but if you don't listen, you get bomb. Then you get a burnout. So if you get more still, you can listen already a bit earlier. If you go into meditation, if you go breathing, if you can go really feeling what you what is it what you really actually want, then you're ahead of that, instead of that you need to go. Sometimes people really change when they really have someone dying on them, or the ending of a relationship, or you get sick. You get sick, and then you start eating healthy. No, start already. So you have so many things that you can already do, that will give you more energy, that will give you more tranquility and more peace and more better choices for yourself. And that is it. So beautiful. You can start every day again. Every morning you have the new opportunity to make better choices and to be more happy, and to reinvent yourself.
Yes, I love that. And thank you also. I see some other people joining. Ernst, Stein, by Anso, Tate Vike, thanks for being here. And thank you, Janneke, for saying that last bit, because that was beautiful. You can start every day. You can even start every minute, every second, to choose to believe different thoughts, and to really allowing yourself to create new habits, and you can start every day again. That's the core of it. You can trust that you can start every day as a new day, and that goes for the minutes in the day. And thanks so much for pointing that out for us here. I'm just checking, is there anything else before we dive into your beautiful exercise? Is there anything else that you'd like to maybe point out, or I know that you have this message for people, maybe you'd like to share something around that?
Yeah, what you were saying about you have every day a different opportunity, and every moment, it's the more present you are, it's all your thoughts and what you're saying creates your reality. And that's the responsibility you have. You can live from fear, you can live from love. You can beat yourself up and be critical to yourself, or saying you're doing quite a good job, and saying and that's really about being very aware of whatever you put in the world, and in your body, and in your thoughts, and in your mind. It's also the food what you take in. It's make choices, get organic food, raw fruits. It's as much as possible, and it's also about the thoughts and the words you're creating, but it's all about the intention you have. It's about the intention, you really whatever you're saying or whatever you're doing. It's if you have the good intention, if you're kind and loving, and you create that into the world, and I think that's one of the most important things. And people can be much more loving to themselves.
Yes. Yes. Thanks for pointing that out because we can't hear that enough. We need to hear that every day again and tell us ourselves, well, hopefully more than just once a day, that we are, you know, we are worthy. You watching this today or later, you are worthy of making those choices and allowing yourself to make new choices. You can start again, and you are worthy of telling yourself some loving things and things that are beautiful about you. You are super, super worthy of that. And it will change your life if you start doing that today. And if you make it a commitment to really dive into that, start healing yourself and doing that inner work and the personal development that is necessary, and you'll learn to thrive and you'll step into that potential because it's your birthright. And that's what you say as well, right, Janneke?
Yeah, and affirmations are amazing. Affirmations are amazing to tell yourself things, or sit in front of the mirror and say like, I love you. Like, and it's like the first time I ever like, it's sort of therapy that someone says like, I needed to say I love you. I needed to cry. I couldn't even say it.
Mm.
I couldn't even say it because I really didn't. I really hated myself. So I went into such a transformational journey to really feel that love and overflow. Have so much love that I want to share that. And that is something that we all can reach.
Mm. Oh, wow. Thank you for also sharing that. Yes, I feel that. I see it in you now, overflowing, being a fountain of that love. I mean, wow. And thank you, Masha, also coming on. If you want to ask anything, feel free to chat with us. Hey, Phil, also thanks for being here. Feel free to ask your questions. And as we are about to dive into a beautiful exercise that Janneke has prepared for us, for you. But the last thing you said was so beautiful, that this is a beautiful practice to do, to help yourself love yourself by sitting in front of a mirror and really tell yourself that you love yourself. You opened something here that just resonated, and that is, I had some issues with being in front of the mirror and saying those things to myself as well. I had a couple of insecurities about my body, about my belly, about my hairs on my body. I had, like, everybody has their own insecurities, right? I had some myself, and also some deep unworthy. I had some deep low self-esteem somewhere hidden in my belly and in my heart. And those mirror, like literally mirroring with people, but also sitting in front of the mirror, and I used these post-its with somebody helping me and writing things about myself that I thought were ugly, but I needed to write myself how beautiful it was. For example, I love the hairs on my leg. They're beautiful and they're soft. I needed to really change my mindset around it, something like that, right? And it might be a helpful exercise for you if you're watching this, to really practice loving yourself in front of a mirror, and use whatever helps for you. Might be affirmations, post-its, get creative, but it really does work.
It actually does. And loving yourself as you are. And I didn't love myself when I was younger, and I was like, I weighed more than like almost 100 kilos. But now I have some people coming here that I used to play rugby with, and I used to play rugby, and then there was good that I was big and I got the ball and I tackled everybody. So it's like, but there in that setting, everybody was welcome as they are, in whatever form they are. If they're big, if they're small, if they're like huge, and like everybody is so welcome, everybody's so loved. And that's what I had for the first time. I felt like so accepted. of who I was. And that is also like accepting you as you are, but you know also that you can change several things as well.
Yes.
And
We have a cat coming on.
oh, that's nice.
But yes, sorry for the interruption. Yes, thank you so much for sharing that, and also pointing out to everybody watching this that you are worthy, and that is, yeah, yeah. Please go on if there was anything else for you that you wanted to say.
No, that was that. That was that. This because it's the hardest thing what people can do is accepting themselves, and they always see what is not good of themselves. They focus on that, and of course you can always become a better or work on yourself, and you see where you go, because it's also interesting to have that process, to have that like that higher thing that you think like I want that, and then but be happy with who you are already, and embrace all aspects of yourself, and also the things that you don't like about yourself, and especially the things that you get mirrored from your parents.
Those are beautiful. They teach us so many things. Wow. Oh,
Yes.
and that's a journey on its own already.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm.
Big one.
Thank you so much, dear Janneke. Would you feel ready for sharing? I'm just checking the time because we have about like 7 minutes left, 8 minutes. Would you be open or ready to take the floor and share your exercise with us?
Yes. I'm gonna put this in. You can see me. It's a bit more like this. And we're gonna stand up.
All right, I will join.
Yeah, to see if you can. But you can also do it another time. But people can see what you can do.
Yeah.
And start shaking. Start shaking. Start shaking. Start letting go. The most traumas that are stored and the blockages in the body, you can really let go of shaking with. Shaking. Give them all back. Especially your shoulders. There's a lot of stress always in the shoulders. Shake also your head, your neck, shoulders, arms, your whole body. Shake. Letting go of everything that is not you. Letting go of your past. Letting go of emotions that are stuck. Letting go of sadness. Letting go of anger. Letting go of people. Letting go of experiences and from the past. Letting go of worries that you could have. Worries of others and yourself. Letting it all go. Letting go of any responsibilities that you have on your shoulders that you don't need anymore. And shaking. Ooh, your arms also shaking. Shake. Ooh. Shake how you need to shake. Also make sure that your neck is straight. Shake. Just shaking a couple of minutes a day will change the energy. And now we're gonna start rotating our arms. It's like inhale up and exhale down to the back. If someone is depressed or a bit depri, if you just do this, just for 3 minutes, it already shifts the whole energy. And everything you do with your arms opens the heart. This will also open your heart and give you new energy. Inhale up, exhale down. And then inhale up. Hold it. And slowly bring it down. And go sitting again. Bring your hands to your heart. Eyes closed. Really feeling your heart. And feeling how you're feeling now. How this changed your energy. Breathing deeply in and out. Feeling the love that you have for everybody in your life. Feeling that love expanding in your chest, in your heart. Expanding your love. And letting go of any fear for you to express your love to others. Is it a smile? Is it a hug? Being there for others. By sharing, by giving, you're also receiving so much love. Because it's in you. It is there. So much love. And giving that love also to yourself. And the more you give it to yourself, the more you have there to give to others. And don't be afraid of whoever is going to react, how they react, or what they will say and what they will do. You're there to share your love. And your love is unique in this world. You're here to light up this world with your love. And your frequency and your being. Every little act out of love for yourself and others will bring even more love into your world. Every act for yourself that's better for yourself. Every choice you make that's better for yourself and better for others and better for Mother Earth. Because we are here to change this world. From the inside, we're here to change this world. With our love and our kindness. With our care. Breathing in that love. Breathing in that air. And focus on the love. And focus where you're grateful for. Every day. So much things to be grateful for. Let that heart expand and expand. Feeling that, what you're feeling now. You can tap into that every day. With your hands on your heart and breathing deeply. And focus feel what your heart has to say to you. You are loved. You are cared for. So, 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 so much. You're safe. You're so, so, so loved. And from there we do a deep inhale. And we come back into the space.
Wow. Thank you, everybody. Also, Marjilke and Jenin. Thank you, Wendy and Refill Anderson. Thanks, everybody, for being here today and for joining us. Thank you so, so much, dear Janneke, for your beautiful exercise that you shared with us. That was a big gift. It really shifted things for me, both in relaxation, relaxing the mind mostly, and I feel beautiful. And thank you, Masha, for saying dankjewel allebei. Thanks, Masha, for being here as well. Loads of love back there. It has been
also
amazing.
for Marjilke.
Yeah. I would love to kind of give you some, well, ask and give the people the road to you, Janneke. Where can people find you? Are you giving any events or beautiful lessons soon? And yeah, where should we go?
Yeah, my website is misshellbreaker.com. That's mostly for my Ankh healings. People really can come to me for like energetic Ankh healings. I give them online and offline. So, and I have clients from all over the world. So please reach out to me, and to let go a lot of things that you don't even know that you have and that weighing you down. It's not necessary to walk around with them. So please contact me for that. I have my Facebook, Janneke Hellebrekers. You will post a lot of links, so that they will find me. I already have quite some friends, so put at least the follow button on, and then see. You can always invite me, but I always check the timelines, like high frequency and inspirational people. I really like. I love having more of these as my friends from all over, and.
Yeah.
And I'm having a group yoga with Janneke, so I'm gonna start giving Kundalini yoga soon again. So I'm gonna do that. I'm also active, like they said, like awakening support. I have a lot of sharings and talks on there as well. I talked with like UFO specialists and all sorts of people that have like really interesting information and knowledge that I love sharing into the world. And I have a new event that I want to share, and I'm very excited about it, because I had one event in Holland that was really cool. There was like freedom dance, and I danced in 5 different cities and 5 parks, and with amazing music from DJ Jaruna, an amazing artist, and maybe we can also put his link there. And he's also in it again. And we're going to have at the 1st of April, that's already next Thursday, you can join us in a day of water fasting. And in the evening, we're going to have a freedom dance live on Facebook and probably also on Zoom. You can find it also on my Facebook. And it's about liberating yourself and liberating the planet. And the more lighter we can become, the more lighter, more loving, more free we can become, the more it will reflect back on you from your reality, and the more the world will feel lighter and feel more loving, and you changing everything, your whole perspective. And the most healing you can do for your body is having like a day of rest from digesting. And it's like the energy doesn't go to the digestion of your food. The energy goes to the healing of your body and getting lighter. And you feel a lot of inspiration and you feel a lot of light, but also some emotions will come up. And that's why I'm gonna guide people through on my Facebook. And yeah, so I'm really excited about that. So it's like the event is Liberate Yourself and Liberate the Planet, the 1st of April, and you will find it on my Facebook. So
I wish you so good luck and you know, expansive energies next week on Thursday. Go make sure to join Janneke's event or check out any of her other websites, beautiful work, the healings. You'll find your websites as well in the comments to this live that we will save and share on our social media. So make sure to check those out. Last but not least, I would love to let all of you watching today know that we are currently opening up the doors for our Soulful Business Creation Secrets course. That is an online course, 12 weeks, and you'll be walking through many beautiful steps that help you set up a foundation for your business online and offline in a way that will be soulful, aligned, ethical, and get you clients on automated pilot. How you say that? Autopilot. So if you're interested for that, go to www.soulfulbusinesscreation.com or also check the comments or go to the link in bio. You're so welcome. I would love for you to join. We will start a new group in April, and everybody is still welcome for that as well. Also, if you can't join the group, you can join us later. That was it for me, but maybe I would love, first of all, I would love to thank you, Janneke, for your time, for your effort, your energy. I would love to thank everybody that has been on here today, joining us, sharing their beautiful energy and time with us. Is there anything left that you'd like to close today's call with?
Start celebrating yourself and start celebrating life with one dance at a time, and really enjoy the hell out of this whole experience that it is, because that's why we're here for. Really. Thanks.
I don't have anything to add to that. Thank you so much for everything today, dear Janneke, and I will hopefully see you soon. And thank you, everybody, for watching this. Bye.
Bye bye. Lots of love.
Lots of love.